After his enlightenment, the Buddha Shakyamuni sat under the Bodhi tree for 49 days, contemplating the truth he had just discovered. Initially, he considered entering nirvana immediately because the truths were so profound and subtle that they would be difficult to convey to the mundane world. He thought that people who were still steeped in desires and ignorance would struggle to understand his teachings. However, the great divine being, Brahmā Sahampati, the supreme deity of the heavens, appeared and implored him. He said that there was still beings in the world with good spiritual faculties who were capable of enlightenment but had not yet found the path. Out of your great compassion, please remain in this world for a while longer to teach your Dharma. Even if only a few beings are liberated, the merit would be immense. Moved by this sincere plea, the Buddha agreed. He decided to go and teach what he had discovered, ushering in a new era for Buddhism. He began by seeking out the 5 ascetics who had practiced with him. He knew they had left him and were now at the deer park near the city of Varanasi. He walked the long journey, overcoming many hardships. Along the way, a wandering ascetic met him and asked him, "Friend, your features are so radiant and pure. Who is your teacher?" The Buddha replied, "I have no teacher. I am the awakened one." The ascetic didn't believe him, laughed, and walked away. The Buddha continued on his journey. When he arrived at the deer park, the 5 ascetics saw the Buddha from a distance and said to each other, "Look, the ascetic Gautama has abandoned the path of self-mortification. We shouldn't welcome him. We should just let him find his own seat." But as the Buddha approached, a powerful, immense peace radiated from him. The 5 ascetics couldn't control their thoughts and automatically stood up. One brought water to wash his feet, another laid out a seat, and one asked to hold his alms bowl. After sitting down, the Buddha said, "Monks, do not call me Gautama anymore. I have become a Buddha." The 5 ascetics did not believe him. They said, "You abandoned the path of asceticism and returned to a life of indulgence. How could you have become enlightened?" The Buddha gently replied, "I have found another path, which is the middle way. I have found the truth. I will teach you." Right there in the deer park, the Buddha gave his first ever sermon, known as the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, turning the wheel of Dharma. He taught the 4 noble truths: the truth of suffering, the truth of the origin of suffering, the truth of the cessation of suffering, and the truth of the path to the cessation of suffering. He explained that life is suffering, the cause of suffering is craving, the end of suffering is nirvana, and the path to the end of suffering is the Eightfold Path. After hearing the sermon, the 5 ascetics understood. The first among them, Gondanya, attained enlightenment and became the first arahant in the monastic community. From that moment on, the Buddha began his journey to spread his teachings. He traveled everywhere, from cities to villages, giving sermons to all social classes, from kings to beggars. He spent the remaining 45 years of his life traveling, sowing the seeds of compassion and wisdom, building the monastic community, and opening the path to liberation for countless beings. The story of the Buddha's life has come to an end, but the story of his teachings lives on. It is a journey of renouncing the individual self to find a common path for all humanity, a great story of boundless compassion and wisdom.